What's up, everybody? So I want to show y'all something right quick. If you happen to have an Elegoo, a Neptune 4 Plus, or a Neptune 4 Max, they have the same hot end on it. Now, it's a little bit of a hassle to get to the actual hot end itself because you have to take the whole print head off and everything, and then there's two little screws that hold this up in there, and there's your Capricorn tube that feeds the filament into the top of the heat break right here. So yesterday I started to print something on my Neptune 4 Max, and it seemed to get a clog, but actually what it was it wasn't a clog. Well, it kind of was. So if, like, whenever I get a clog with most of my machines, I use this no clogger. So, and it goes right down the pipe here. So I just heat the hot end up to like 240, 250, and then I'll just push this down and push all the clog and stuff right out of the end of the nozzle. Well, I did that yesterday, and I noticed that there was everything was out of the nozzle, but there was a really rough feeling as I was pushing the no clogger down through the hot end. So what you can do is you take these two little set screws out. You don't have to remove them all the way, just unscrew them until they're kind of sticking out a little bit, and then you can slide the hot end out with the little feed tube heat break right here, right? Well, you can get a buildup in this heat break. Typically it will come when you're doing like back-to-back print. Say you're printing, stuff right after another, and it's a long print, and so the print head is right above the heated bed. You get what they call heat creep, where you will get some heat will translate up from the nozzle, will start to heat up this heat break a little bit, and you have your fan, like if you look right here on the print head itself, see that fan right there? That fan, which is this one, actually blows on the heat break to kind of it's supposed to keep this cool, but you can still, doesn't work perfect. Sometimes you can get heat creep. So what happened is this was feeding down in there, okay, and it wasn't necessarily clogged, but what had happened was basically the outside, kind of around the lining of this heat break, it had built up a little bit of residual filament on the walls of this heat break, okay, and that created enough of a restriction that the extruder could not push the filament past it to get it out the nozzle. So to repair that, all you do is back these two little set screws off. You can slide this down, and then there literally was, I dropped it somewhere, I don't know where it was, but there literally was just basically a hollow thin tube of filament stuck inside this. It was hollow because the no clogger could fit down through it. But it was just buildup that had no telling how long, had built up on the heat break. And I literally just, so you could see a little edge on it, I literally just used my nail and I just popped the whole plug out, and it was a hollow tube, but it was restricting the filament in the heat break, which the extruder was not strong enough to push the filament past. So if you have to, if you run into that problem where, say, you have a no clogger or something like that, and you push the no clogger down and you feel like you get all of the filament out, like the no clogger goes all the way down to the tip of the nozzle, but you feel kind of a drag on the no clogger, and that's probably what you've got. You've probably got a filament buildup inside the heat break, and you just need to let it cool down, pop the extruder off, pop the nozzle and heat break out, loosen off these two set screws, slide your heat break down and your nozzle down, and then you should be able to pick that tube of buildup out. So now it's all clean, so I'm going to put it all back together, and we'll get the printer up and running again. So just wanted to show you all that. Thanks a bunch.